It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to the Science Bowl, the science quiz program here in the Prince George's Schools where we test science IQs. Test your own and play along with us today. Let's meet today's teams. First from Avalon Elementary, would you please welcome Benedict Arada, Isaiah Jonathan, and Aspen Egan. And from Hillcrest Heights Elementary School, please say hello to Malik Bolin, DeMarco Pinnell, and Anaya Hayes. And now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on the Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to question difficulty, with the easier questions on the left. They're worth 5 and 10 points. The tougher ones worth 15, 20, and ultimately 25, the toughest of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. And to the 2 rounds today, one of these 2 good-looking teams will come back to play again and perhaps advance to this year's semifinal rounds here on the Science Bowl. Let's go over and make sure everything works properly before we start. Avalon, Isaiah, would you try your buzzer? Looking and sounding good. Good luck to you, to Benedict and to Aspen. DeMarco, give it a push. A-OK over there, too. The green team's ready to go. They even got green shirts on. Malik, DeMarco, Anaya, congratulations, all of you, for being here. Not everybody can play this game. Your schools decided you guys were terrific and special. So you've already won just by being here. Let's have a good game. We go alphabetically A before H. So Isaiah, let's play the ball.
We would like green things for 10.
Green things for 10 points. Teams, there is a new animated cartoon movie about a young boy in an orphanage that has an unusual title. The title is My Life as One of These Z-initialed Green Vegetables. Hillcrest Heights.
Zucchini.
Zucchini. My Life as a Zucchini. Isn't that a weird name for a movie? But you got it. You put it together. I heard Benedict say zucchini over here too. So whoever got to that buzzer first. So now you know how this works. Go to Marco.
We want Zoo Parade for 15.
Zoo Parade for 15 points. Teams, there is another new movie out that has nothing to do with animals, but the title of the movie is These Kinds of Animals that are active at night. What adjective describes animals that are active at night? Hillcrest.
Nocturnal.
Nocturnal animals is its name. Yes, sir. Good. Go.
Body systems for 15.
Body systems for 15 points. Teams, peristalsis is when the muscles in this food tube push your food down towards your stomach. Name that food tube. Isaiah.
Esophagus.
Yes, sir. Nicely done. The red team is on the board. Go.
We would like Zoo Parade for 10.
Zoo Parade for 10 points. Teams, groups of animals have names like a herd of giraffe or a pride of zebras, or a pride of lions, excuse me. But a group of these weasel-like animals that we know famously can dodge and stay away from cobras is known as a busyness. DeMarco.
Mongoose.
Mongoose, yeah, like that story, Ricky Tikki Tavi, that kept those babies from being attacked by the cobras. Yeah, they got good reflexes. Busyness of mongoose. Go, green.
Green things for 15.
Green things for 15 points. Teams, epiphytic plants like orchids have these plant parts not in soil, but hanging in midair. DeMarco. What you got?
I like to pass it to Anaya.
Anaya?
Carbon dioxide?
Not carbon. No, listen again. These plant parts hang in midair. They're not in soil in plants like epiphytes.
Roots?
Roots, yeah, the roots hang in midair. That's why you find them in very humid environments. They get all their moisture right from the air. Okay, good comeback. 80 to 85, close game, advantage red now.
Science potpourri for 15.
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, this is good news if you have a cavity, Aspen, because now a dentist can put an antibiotic chemical on your tooth. It'll take the cavity away. The dentist now doesn't have to do what two things to fix that cavity.
Drill and filling.
You got that right. No more drilling and filling. Just put a little drop of silver diamine on it. All right. Go green.
Science potpourri for 10.
Science potpourri for 10 points. Teams, the University of Pittsburgh thinks they have come up with an antidote for poisoning by this gas that is colorless, odorless, and tasteless, and can build up in a garage that is closed if the motor of your car is running. Name that gas, Isaiah.
Methane?
Not methane. Good try. Name that gas, odorless, tasteless, colorless, can build up in a garage with the car motor running. Very dangerous. Carbon monoxide was the answer. Carbon monoxide. 80 to 100. 20-point advantage. Green, you choose.
Zuperate for 20.
Zuperate for 20 points. Teams, if you follow the Washington Capitals, you know that the great eight is Alex Ovechkin. Recently, he celebrated his 30th birthday, and he got a very weird present for his 30th birthday, one of these ovine farm animals. What kind of animal did they give him? DeMarco.
Cow.
Not a cow. An ovine farm animal, Avalon.
Chicken?
No, they gave him a sheep. They gave him a sheep. Go green.
Green things for 20.
Green things for 20 points. Teams, talking of farm animals, plants, many plants, and farm animals have been tamed by us human beings. What is the term for taming an animal like a farm animal? Hillcrest Heights.
Right.
What you got?
Can I pass it to
Anaya, what you thinking?
Ray?
What are you saying?
Ray?
Rain? No, not rain. Not like to rein in. No. Avalon, the process of taming farm animals and plants.
Ranching?
Domestication. They're domestic animals, like dogs and cats. We have domesticated them. That was a good first round. It was a quick one. Let's check that score. Avalon is at 80, Hillcrest Heights 100. Two good teams. We'll be back with more questions and answers on Science Bowl just a moment. Don't go away. And welcome back. We're dancing to the music here on Science Bowl today. 6 young people playing our game. Very proud of them. They've never done it before, but you'd never know it. They're playing a very nice game. Let's find out about each one of them. Let's go to Avalon Elementary first. Isaiah, tell us first of all about your school. Who is your principal?
My principal is Miss McCoy.
Miss McCoy. And I know she's out there. She's a big fan of you guys. And you have 2 sponsors, don't you?
Yes.
Who are they?
Miss Moore and Miss West.
Wonderful. And they'll be out in just a few moments, along with some alternates. You got a number of alternates, don't you? What are their first names?
Lauren, there's Zayuri, there's also Genesis, and
Who else? Help him out, Benedict. Who's he missing?
Angela.
Angela. All right, we'll make sure everybody's name gets mentioned, and we'll give them some FaceTime here in just a couple of minutes. Tell me about Avalon. I've been to Avalon because it's a relatively new school, and it's beautiful. Tell me what you like best about your school.
I like best how the teachers are always dedicated to us learning, and they even teach us stuff that isn't necessarily in the curriculum.
Isn't that great? You know, you do the extracurricular things, you take field trips, you know, enrichment activities, because not everything is in the textbook. Thanks, Isaiah. You got some good teachers down there. Tell me about yourself. What do you want to do someday?
Well, someday I would like to be a professional gamer or artist.
Yeah. And a professional gamer, you know, not too long ago you'd say, what is that? But now we know what that is. Young guys who are well coordinated and mentally and physically, and there's some big money to be made there. Good luck on that. You're a good captain. Benedict, nice to have you here. Tell us about what you do in your spare time.
I usually play video games or program the servers.
Yeah, that's great. And what do you want to do someday? Do you want to do something with computers?
I would sometimes like to be a programmer or become a scientist or doctor to help us.
Wonderful. Yeah. Well, you seem a very serious young man, and I can appreciate your discipline. You're doing a nice job here today. You keep it up. And Aspen, these two guys are 6th graders, is that right? And you're a 4th grader. So you're trying to keep up. You're kind of building up your experience for the next couple years. Why'd you want to be on the show?
Because my sister was on the show, and I would always come to support her. And when I first saw it, I thought it was really interesting, so I wanted to be on it.
Nice to have you here. So you have 2 siblings, right?
Yes.
And your sister, was she here with the Avalon School?
Yes.
She was. Well, I'm sure she's very proud of you that you're following in her footsteps. And I know you're into crafts and designing, and you like to design dresses for dolls, and you're a stylish young lady. I like your tiara. You're looking good here today. Are you having a good time?
Yes.
Yeah, good. We like having you. All right, let's go over to Hillcrest Heights. DeMarco, tell us about your school. Who's your principal?
Our principal is Miss Brown.
Wonderful. And I know Mrs. Brown is very proud of you guys. And the sponsor of your team?
Miss Rabara.
Miss Rabara. And Miss Rabara, she is great. All of our sponsors are great, but Miss Rabara has been here many, many times to help us judge. She's really gotten to know the inside out of Science Bowl, and I know she has passed that along to you guys because you're obviously well prepared here. Tell me about your school. Other than great teachers, what do you like about? What do you brag about?
Well, our school has a lot of extracurricular activities.
Like what?
We have instrumental, we have chorus, science
That's the Science Bowl, sure.
and robotics.
That's great. Do any of you play an instrument over there? What do you play?
The trumpet.
Trumpet. How about you, Malik?
The clarinet.
Clarinet. I used to play the clarinet. Yeah, it's a great instrument. Tell me what you want to do someday, DeMarco.
Well, I want to do someday, after I graduate college, I would either like to play football or be a veterinarian.
Veterinarian. You also mentioned you want to go to Harvard someday, right? Good luck on that. The premier college in America. Before I leave you, an alternate on your team. Who is that?
Jalea.
Okay, we'll bring the alternate out in just a few moments with Miss Rabara. Anaya, nice to have you here today. What grade you in?
3rd.
3rd grade. So you are the youngest one here today. So you must feel pretty proud about that, huh? You're sitting here with the big guys, and you're doing a real nice job. How'd you prepare for this?
How I prepared was I would read before I went to sleep every night. I would test myself, and I would even remember in my brain, and I would say it over and over so I will remember.
That's a good way to do it. Just keep repeating, repeating, repeating. It's like if you can't come up with an answer, if you go through the alphabet, a lot of times when you hit the letter, it kind of pops up. So you're doing all the right stuff. What do you want to do someday?
I want to be a fashion designer because I love to sew, and I sew doll clothes.
Well, you and Aspen have something in common here. You got to kind of compare what you've designed. You have a nice, strong voice, and your confidence comes through. I can see why they picked you to be here today, Anaya. And Malik, nice to have you here today. You want to be a professional football player someday?
Yes.
Yeah, what position?
Running back.
Running back, all right. And I know you like the Cardinals. Yeah? What
Yes.
about the local teams? Do you have any favorites around here?
Wait, QB's like
Kind of like the Redskins or the Ravens?
the Giants.
The Giants, all right, yeah. They didn't make it into the last part of the playoffs, but they've done pretty well this year. Other than playing football, what do you do in your spare time?
Either I watch TV or go outside and play.
That's wonderful. Do you have any favorite TV shows?
Cartoon Network.
That's the wrong answer. The correct answer is Science Bowl.
I mean Science Bowl.
That's-
Science Bowl.
I'm just playing with you. All right, guys, let's get back into the game. 100 points for Hillcrest Heights, 80 for Avalon, and the last correct answer came from the green team. Okay, DeMarco, let's go.
Science Potpourri for 20.
Again?
Science Potpourri for
Science
20.
Potpourri for 20 points. Teams, in the 1950s in this country, the biggest copper mining company had what same name as the biggest snake in South America? Hillcrest Heights.
Anaconda.
Anaconda, absolutely right. The Anaconda Mining Company. Nicely done. Go green.
Body Systems for 10.
Body Systems for 10 points. Teams, a spasm in your diaphragm is the same name as this Norse teenager who befriended a dragon in How to Train Your Dragon.
Hiccup.
Hiccup, absolutely right. He trained Toothless, yeah. What names? Good. Green. I saw the light bulb go on over there. Go.
Let's get physical for 15.
Get physical for 15 points. Teams, volcanoes, when they erupt, can expel many megatons of this chemical element with the symbol S.
Sulfur.
Sulfur, you got it. Thanks, Benedict. Nice assist there. Go, Isaiah.
We would like, let's get physical for 20.
Let's get physical for 20 points as a visual question. Look at the monitor in the studio, please. And you're looking at something a lot of people have on their desks called Newton's cradle. If you pull one of those silver balls and let it go, all the other ones start swinging back and forth and back and forth. That illustrates the conservation of momentum and energy and eventually stops because of friction. I will give you the points if you can tell me what you call those balls hanging on strings that swing back and forth, DeMarco.
Pendulum.
You got that right. Those are different pendulums up there. Well done. Go green.
Let's get physical for 10.
10 points under Let's Get Physical. You will not need an umbrella if the shower is of Geminids or Perseids or Leonids, because they are these kinds of celestial objects coming down at you. Isaiah?
Asteroids?
Not asteroids, no. Hillcrest Heights. The Leonids and the Perseids and the Geminids, they are all what kinds of showers?
Meteor.
Meteor showers. That's it. Good. Green.
Dateline science for 10.
Dateline science for 10 points. Teams, there is a scientist, excuse me on this one. His name is Sam Wasser, and he is known as the guru of doo-doo because he finds this genetic material inside poop. What genetic material does he find inside poop? DeMarco?
Bacteria.
Not bacteria. Good try. Come on, Avalon, you need these points. What's the genetic material he would find in there?
DNA.
DNA, absolutely right. Thank you, Aspen. Nice answer there. All right, red team, you're over the century mark. 105, you're coming back. Let's go.
Body systems for 5.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, she sells seashells by the seashore, and the shells that she sells are seashells, I'm sure. What kind of twister is that?
Tongue twister.
That's a tongue twister. That's right. That's the body part. Good. Red.
Dateline science for 5.
Dateline science for 5 points. Teams, doctors now say that you can reduce the chances of getting heart disease and cancer and a lot of other diseases if you eat a handful of these every day. They can be pecans or almonds or filberts.
Nuts.
Nuts. Yeah, just eat some nuts every day and you're going to live longer. Go, Red.
Science potpourri for 5.
Potpourri for 5 points. Teams, one of the most popular gifts this past Christmas made and sold by Amazon was the Dot with this sound reverberation name.
Echo.
Echo, absolutely right. Thank you, Benedict. You're on your game today. Go, Red. 120-160. We got a game.
Dateline science for 15.
Dateline science for 15 points. Teams, one of America's famed female astronomers, Vera Rubin, was once again overlooked this year by the Nobel Committee. She did not win the Nobel Prize in what field? DeMarco.
Astronomy.
Not astronomy, no. There is actually no Nobel Prize in astronomy, so she was overlooked and was not given the prize in what field, Avalon?
Science.
Physics. Physics was the right answer. Let's turn that green light over there on the Hillcrest Heights team and go back to Isaiah to choose.
Let's get physical for 5.
Let's get physical for 5 points. Teams, because metal sucks away the heat from your tongue faster than your body can put it back, you should not be like those guys in Dumb and Dumber and lick one of these when it's frozen.
Pole.
A pole? Yes, indeed. Or a pipe. Good. Even though you want to, you just want to do it. No, you're going to get stuck. Go, Red.
Green things for 25.
Green things for 25 points. All right, teams. Giant sequoia trees, they can die if bubbles get inside the water-carrying tubes called xylem. I will give you 25 points if you can spell xylem. DeMarco.
X-I-L-Y-M.
Good try, not quite. All right, you can get yourself 25 points and almost tie this game. Isaiah, if you can spell the water-conducting tube in plants known as xylem.
X-Y-L-O-M.
Oh, so close. X-Y-L-E-M was the right answer. Try again, Red.
Superade for 5.
Superade for 5 points. Teams, Mark Trail, who has a comic strip, recently was talking about the science of batrachology. batrachology. I don't expect you to know that, but it is the study of these creatures that are equally at home on land and in the water. DeMarco.
Fleas?
What?
Fleas?
No. Avalon, animals that are equally at home in the land and on the water are known as these. Amphibians. Go again, Red.
Green things 5.
Green things 5 points. Teams, a recent cartoon showed a plant cemetery. And one of the tombstones said, "I didn't know you could kill one of these prickly plants."
Cactus.
Cactus. You can kill a cactus, but it's hard. Go, Red.
Let's get physical for 20.
Let's get physical for 20 was the picture of Newton's cradle up there. That should have been eliminated already. Judges, correct? Yes. All right. So that one's not available. What might you like, Isaiah?
What about body systems for 20?
Body systems for 20 is a good one. Body systems for 20 points. Teams, if you're an athlete, we have a couple potential NFL players over there. If you strain your hamstring, that muscle is found in your body where?
Your
DeMarco?
Leg. Your leg.
Be more specific.
Your thigh.
Be more specific. Okay, not quite. Avalon, can you tell me where the hamstring muscle is?
Ankle.
No, it's the back of the thigh. The back of the thigh. That's what I needed to hear. Go, Red.
Let's get physical for 5.
Let's get physical for 5 was the frozen pipe. That should have been already crossed off. You can try again.
Dateline science for 25.
Dateline science for 25 points. Teams, the first man to walk on the moon was Neil Armstrong in 1969. I'll give you 25 points if you can tell me who the second man to walk on the moon was, DeMarco.
Buzz Aldrin.
You got that right. Buzz Aldrin. Boy, I didn't think you were going to pull that one out. Look at the look on your guys' faces over there. Wonderful. Go, DeMarco.
Zoo parade for 25.
Zoo parade for 25. Come on, get back in this one, Avalon. Here's your question. Recently, a newly discovered tropical fish was given a scientific name for President Obama.
Oh.
Go ahead. What did you want to tell me? I don't think you're going to get your way through there. Avalon, it was a scientific name has 2 parts. The first part is the genus name. Obama's name was this second name known as what name?
Gene Obama?
No, the second name is the species name, the genus and the species. Try again, Green. 4 questions left.
Science potpourri for 25.
Science potpourri for 25. Please turn the red light out, and would you look, everyone, at the monitor in the studio, please, for this question. Teams, you're looking at the floor of a forest, and these are called ice needles or ice flowers. They're sticking up from the ground. And the only way they can form is if water underneath comes up tiny tubes that have the same name as the smallest blood vessels in your body. DeMarco.
Caliparis.
Say it again.
Caliparis.
Caterpillar.
Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Science Bowl at home as much as we did here in the studio. We are so proud of all 6 of these young players. They did a wonderful job. Our final tally today is Avalon 130, Hillcrest Heights, the team in the green, 185. Congratulations to Anaya and DeMarco and Malik. And Jalea, congratulations to you too, and Miss Rivera. We will see you in the next round. Let's see some big smiles over here. You guys played a terrific game. Benedict, Isaiah, Aspen, and look at all the alternates back there. Sayuri, and Genesis, and Lauren, and Angela, and their sponsors, Miss Moore, and it's not Miss Opaya. You got married. What's your married name? Wes, that's right. Congratulations, and thank you for being here today. We'll see you next time on another edition of Science Bowl. Bye-bye.